Hello everyone, Kaisen here, and in today's video we're going to be going over Questism chapter 151. Now, this chapter is actually insane because of how the events in it play out, and there's a special appearance from someone really special that we have never expected. So without further ado, let's dive in. We start the chapter off with Gukja, unlocking his cards, the Yamazaki, the ultimate battle move, and Diablo too, along with Ultra Instinct. With this, his stats are still double X in strength, double X in speed, and a triple X in endurance. He squares off with Jongdu Ma, and Jongdu Ma is talking about how his presence changed and he looks a lot tougher. What brought him back to his feet? He's sensing this ominous feeling that his instincts are telling him that this guy is now dangerous. He swings first at Gukja, but Gukja dodges it. Gukja activates his card called Diablo 2, which increases your own stats while reducing the stats of the nearby enemy for 2 levels. He then uses the card along with his Yamazaki style Kyokushin karate, and he lands some hits on Jongdu Ma. So far the fight is pretty even, with Gukja kind of having the relative upper hand here, blocking hits from Jongdu as well as dishing it out. Jongdu Ma misses, but yeah, these two are duking it out like crazy. Jongdu Ma uses his card against all odds, which increases his stats to triple X in strength and speed with an EX in endurance. Now, comparing these two stats, it's obvious that Gukja is at a disadvantage, but obviously not for long. The West's crew are surprised that Gukja was that strong. He's really fighting against the North's number 3, the Great Mountain, and he's able to keep up with him. Of course, the captains think that Gukja and Jongdu are evenly matched, but the higher level executives of course see the difference between the two, distinguishing that Gukja is at a disadvantage. We get some dialogue from Jongdu saying that he's heard of Ultra Instinct before from Choyun. He knows what it is and how to counter it, landing an astounding high kick to Gukja's chin. But of course, Gukja has more cards up his sleeves, including the ultimate battle move, a card that if you receive a fatal attack from your opponent, you return it with double the force, which he then does to Jongdu, with Jongdu receiving critical damage. The West wasting no time, Jihyun uses her card Godly Draw, where she draws a sword at a supernatural speed, almost like a god, to attack the opponent. And it hits. She says she can't lose this chance, and all the other executives come in to jump Jongdu. And it works. Jongdu is down, and the West has finally beaten Jongdu Ma, the number 3 of the North. But of course, we all know this isn't over just yet, and Jongdu Ma gets on his knee. Because of Choyun, he was able to become stronger than he could ever be, and with this, he can't back down, and he knows he has to pay his debt back to Choyun. A warning: the system warned Soo-hyun about Jongdu Ma's potential awakening again. And it finally does. Jongdu Ma has opened the path to transcendence, with his stats being an EX in all strength, speed, and endurance. But despite his awakening, the West's force aren't done just yet, with the appearance with Gyeong-il-jin and his crew of 300 people. Soo-hyun finally reaches the North's base, and he meets the girl who sealed his stats there. She's saying she can't move because she received an order from Choyun to stop them, and she calls out her goons. The West wonders how they had more people, and we get a flashback to when Soo-hyun talked to Daniel in the fog of negotiation. He gets information about Choyun's forces, some elites he personally raised. Daniel tells him that they're all around his level, but there is a way to stop them. But he tells Soo-hyun that they should all be careful still, and they are quite powerful, as you can see from their stats. Jae-ha tells Soo-hyun that at this point they'll recover, but he has a way to get past them. Haru chimes in saying she found someone who can help them out, and he's here right now. We get a familiar silhouette of someone whose power is unreachable. Everyone is stunned as we see this very familiar silhouette in this jumpsuit. That's right, it is Johan Seong, and we're finally revealed the stats of Johan, being undetectable in strength, speed, and endurance. And that's where the chapter ends. Honestly, this chapter has been crazy. The fact that Johan Seong came back to help the West is a sign that Lookism and Questism are really tying things together, and it won't be far from when the time that they merge together for a story isn't that far from now. And that's it for this video. So yeah.